Real treat this morning as we get to visit with and sample the dish of Tenney Flynn, who's got a book out, The Deep End of Flavor, Recipes and Stories from New Orleans. Premier seafood chef. Thank you so much for coming in.
Well, thanks for having me.
And visiting Austin, of course, out with the book as well, and the restaurant GW Finn's, which you said 20 years now in New Orleans.
We're just starting our 20th year, and we get a huge amount of people from Texas. You know, both from Austin and from Houston that like to come over and visit. I mean, I think that Texans like to eat, you know, as well as Louisianians, and they appreciate visiting the French Quarter. So
for sure, and they appreciate all that fish that comes out of the Gulf of Mexico.
Well, and that's very true. I said 66% of the edible fin fish in the United States, which, you know, by definition is more than the East Coast, West Coast, Alaska, and Hawaii all put together, are right there in the Gulf of Mexico. So we have access to incredible fish, and one of these things that comes out of the Gulf is wild-caught American shrimp. We're going to do a quick little dish, and we call it BBQd Shrimp in New Orleans. There's really nothing barbecued about it.
We just like hearing the word barbecue.
Well, you know, and it's a quick sautéed shrimp. I've got a little butter. I've got a hot pan, shrimp. And this is a compound butter. As
you go here, I just want to ask you, obviously the restaurant's doing so well and you're so busy with that. Why at this point did you decide to take a step back and get working on the book?
Well, it was in response to customers asking for recipes more than anything else. And I think part of it was a little legacy piece. I'm old. You know. And I was able to include some of my childhood recipes. I grew up in my dad's restaurant, a southern restaurant in Georgia, and also add some of the recipes from my scuba diving travels around the world. There's some Asian recipes in there. There's some Mexican and Central American recipes, and it's a technique book for the home cook. It's not really a chefy book at all. It starts off with very basic recipes and sort of adds to them. Now, our shrimp is, you know, it's been a minute or so on one side, about a minute on the other side, and I'm going to take some of this and I'm not going to add too much beer, because if I do, it'll make it bitter.
Okay.
And what I want to do is I want to reduce that to about a tablespoon.
Okay.
Because I want there to be some liquid in the pan when I add my butter, because the liquid controls the temperature of the pan.
Okay.
And I want a nice creamy sauce. And if I let all the liquid evaporate, the pan will immediately get way too hot. Thank you, thank you.
I can say I help.
And the butter will break, so we don't want that.
Yeah.
And over here to my left, we have some toasted bread, and we've also got some goat cheese grits.
Okay.
And in the interest of traveling and television, I cooked the grits ahead of time and rolled them up like in a little log. And then if you've ever done that with leftover grits, or your mom did that, so I've sort of fried the grits. So this is kind of a take on shrimp and grits.
That smells amazing. I might head over here.
I'm going to add just a drop more liquid. Stir that up.
I need a roll here, I would imagine. Oh, man.
And I'm just going to spoon that right over these grits. That's what I tell my cooks. Put the food on the plate, not on the rim. And this is a good, healthy portion for you there for lunch.
We appreciate that. I appreciate it. Oh, that looks amazing.
And just give that a quick little wipe.
Okay.
And a little bit of chopped chives on top. And there's our finished dish, BBQd Shrimp and Grits from GW Finn's in New Orleans.
Won't be finished for long. I'm going to take a bite right now.
I don't think he's pretending. I think he really does like it.
That is amazing. And this is the part where I try to talk right at the end with my mouth full. Tenney Flynn, The Deep End of Flavor, Recipes and Stories from New Orleans, Premier Seafood Chef. Where can they go get it?
You can go to our website, gwfins.com, and order that and write whatever you'd like inscribed in it, and I will inscribe it, and I'll put it in the mail to you.
Wonderful.
And it's also available in bookstores and Amazon and whatnot, but buy it from me. You know, much better.
Right. Tenney, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for feeding us.
Thanks for having us.